History is full of secrets, but some mysteries are so disturbing, they were never solved, and probably never will be. Where is the Holy Grail? The Holy Grail is the cup that Jesus drank from at his Last Supper with his disciples. It has never been found and almost certainly never will be. What happened to the Ark of the Covenant? In 587 BCE, a Babylonian army conquered Jerusalem and destroyed the First Temple, an important religious building of the Jewish people. The First Temple contained the Ark of the Covenant, which carried tablets recording the Ten Commandments. What happened to the Ark of the Covenant is still unclear. Ancient sources indicate that the Ark was either carried back to Babylon or hidden before the city was captured. It's also possible that the Ark was destroyed during the city's sacking, but we will never truly know. When was Jesus born? While many Christians celebrate December 25th as the birth of Jesus, he was likely not born on this day. The date was probably chosen because it was close to Saturnalia, a Roman festival that celebrated the god Saturn. When was Jesus born? Early Christians were never able to agree on a date when Jesus was born, which is why Orthodox Christians celebrate his birthday on January 6 or 7. In the end, we will never precisely know the date of his birth. Was there a real King Arthur? The story of King Arthur has been told numerous times over more than 1,000 years. But if he really existed, it would have been a less magical reality. So forget about Merlin the Wizard. There are several sites around the UK that link to King Arthur, such as Tintagel, which supposedly was his home. However, excavations haven't found any evidence that he lived there, or that he even existed. Did Atlantis exist? Philosopher Plato once told a story of a land named Atlantis that existed in the Atlantic Ocean. The people of Atlantis apparently conquered much of Europe and Africa. But the Athenians managed to strike back in a conflict that saw Atlantis vanish under the waves. No serious scholars believe that this story is true. However, some have speculated that it might have been inspired by real events that happened in Greek history. For example, the Minoan civilization, who lived on the island of Crete until about 1400 BCE, could have inspired the story of Atlantis, who was Jack the Ripper. In 1888, Jack the Ripper brutally killed at least 5 women in London. A number of letters, supposedly from the Ripper, were sent to the police, taunting them to find him. Whether the letters were actually written by him remains a mystery to this day. Over the decades, there has been countless speculation as to whom the Ripper actually was. However, new evidence suggests that Polish barber Aaron Kosminski may have been the killer, with DNA found on a shawl linked to both him and one of the victims, Catherine Eddowes. This breakthrough could lead to the official confirmation of his identity after 130 years. Where is Cleopatra's tomb? Some speculate that Cleopatra and her lover, Mark Antony, were buried together in a tomb after their deaths in 30 BCE. However, the location of the tomb remains a mystery. In 2010, Zahi Hawass, Egypt's former antiquities minister, conducted excavations at a site near Alexandria. The location contains several tombs dating back to Cleopatra's rule. However, her tomb was not found. Who killed JFK? Probably the biggest mystery in American history, it has never been resolved to everyone's satisfaction. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy was shot in Dallas by Lee Harvey Oswald, who was fatally shot by nightclub owner Jack Ruby before his trial. There are some who speculate that Oswald wasn't the only shooter. Ruby's motivation for killing Oswald has also been questioned. But we'll never get the answers from Ruby, as he died from lung cancer in 1967. Where is Jimmy Hoffa? The famous Union leader known for his involvement in organized crime disappeared in Oakland County, Michigan, on July 30, 1975. He was declared legally dead in 1982. The killer's identity and the location of the body are still ongoing mysteries. Police and forensic anthropologists have searched a number of sites without any luck. Were the Hanging Gardens of Babylon real? Ancient writers have described the gardens constructed at the ancient city of Babylon in modern-day Iraq. However, it's not clear when they were built, or if they even existed. Were the Hanging Gardens of Babylon real? Until today, archaeologists who have excavated Babylon haven't been able to find the remains of these gardens. And as the region has suffered damage from wars and looting, it's probable that it will remain an unsolved mystery. Is there a money pit on Oak Island? For over 2 centuries, rumors have circulated that Oak Island, located off Nova Scotia, Canada, has a pit with hidden money and other treasures. Is there a money pit on Oak Island? Supposedly left there by the pirate Captain William Kidd, 1645 to 1701, countless expeditions have traveled to the island in search of lost treasure. Of course, without any luck, was Caesar Ion really Julius Caesar's son? In 47 BCE, Cleopatra gave birth to a son named Caesar Ion, whom she claimed was the son of Julius Caesar. Cleopatra named Caesar Ion as co-ruler of Egypt in 44 BCE. In 47 BCE, Cleopatra gave birth to a son named Caesar Ion, whom she claimed was the son of Julius Caesar. Cleopatra named Caesar Ion as co-ruler of Egypt in 44 BCE, however, it's still uncertain if Caesar really was the child's father. He never acknowledged Caesar Ion as his own, and his friend, Gaius Oppius, even wrote a pamphlet denying that Caesar Ion was his. Is the Copper Scroll treasure real? In 1952, a copper scroll was found in a cave at an archaeological site in Qumran, Israel. The writing was engraved onto a copper scroll, and contained records of an unbelievable amount of treasures of hidden gold and silver. Is the Copper Scroll treasure real? The scroll, pictured here is a replica, dates back to a time when the Roman Empire controlled the area, with numerous revolts against them. Scientists have hypothesized that the treasure was hidden to prevent its capture by Roman forces. Whether the treasure is real, or if it was already found, is still a mystery that will likely never be solved.